frost lingers soft on the garden gate. The sun climbs slow, it hesitates. A shovel leads where the shadows play. He breathes out clouds, begins the day.
So tomorrow is the last race of the year. We've got 9 birds to enter and they're all money birds. So there's 2 races going on. There's the NNRA Futurity and there's the Ashby Ilkeston Gold Ring race, which we won last year and we came 3rd in the year before that. And we've got 6 birds, I think, for that one and 3 birds for the NNRA Futurity out of 4. So pretty good. Darken that off a little bit. There we go. So normally when I let them out within, I don't know, 10 minutes, they'll circle again, but recently I've not seen them for an hour or so, but I do occasionally see them flying at the top of the village, and I think that might be down to the Sparrowhawk keeps paying a visit, and she killed one, annoyingly. Ooh, a bit of light, focus, there we go. The doorbell rang last week and I went over to the gate and it was my neighbour and he handed me a bag full of rings. I say full of rings, there were 3 rings on it, a phone number ring, ETS and a life ring. And it was one of the Callahan's birds that had been got by the Sparrowhawk that day. I let the birds out like this in the morning and there were a couple that wouldn't go in and I had to go to work. And I said to them, right, stay out then, you know, you get eaten by the Sparrowhawk. Lo and behold, one got gobbled up by the Sparrowhawk, so bit annoying, but you know, that happens. That bird and the one I lost racing 3 weeks ago are the only birds I've lost all season. All young bird season. So I didn't even lose it to racing, it was just, you know, Sparrowhawk off the loft top.
This happened a few weeks later. I had some of my pigeons on the landing board whilst moving birds to different sections. So while the hawk was preoccupied, I put the camera down and ushered mine back inside. Then I saved the dove.
So as far as returns go, brilliant. Never had as good a season as this. Results wise, not amazing. I'll talk through actually some of the birds because I've got birds from a few different people, and so I'll talk through those when I've got time. Here's this young bird here, look. She's actually on eggs, and it's the first time I've had a young bird on eggs during the racing season, so it'd be interesting to see if that gives her a bit of extra motivation to come back a bit quicker. Look, she's only been out 5 minutes, she wants to come back in. I don't know if it means she won't be very fit, but I'll open it up and I'll let her in.
As it's the last weekend of racing, I decided to introduce the birds making the trip to Scotland.
2:45 Sunday, and now I've got a basket of these birds. We'll go through them briefly. So here we've got the hen that she's on eggs. This is N3254 and she's desperate to get back inside there. She's been on eggs for almost 3 weeks, I would say, and she's actually the daughter of the cock bird that we bought from King Charles. And we've got another one in here. That one's going in for the Gold Ring race. That's Jasper's, and his name though is Cosmic. Another hen here. This is one of the Futurity birds. She's done all right so far, but she's molting now all around the beak. 3899. Again, this is the nest mate to that one. Bizarre actually, because this one's molting and the other one isn't. I wonder if I got 2 rounds off those. I'll have to check. I haven't paid too much attention. What else have we got? Let's have a look at you. This looks like a cockbird. It is, with a very dirty ring. Oi, oi. Okay, so this is off 1989. The bird that we lost, he was actually one of our best birds. I had him from 2022, and I lost him training before we got to our first race this year. That one was paired with Colin Dixon's bird, also a 2022 bird. Then we've got 3 of those. Here's another hen, gold ring bird. The sire of this bird is from Alex in Belgium. 3 cocks, 3 hens. Don't you misgender me! I assigned all the sexes earlier in the year, and they've obviously altered. These blue rings are a bloody nightmare to see, and they get a bit dirty. And last but not least, I know who you are. This one was bred by a chap in Nottingham. the last futurity bird. 3,900. You're molting too, aren't you? Right, that is it. So, birds of note, none of these have done anything in the fed so far because we've had not a great fed season really. Birds I got from TMP Breeding, they've got 2 first and 2 second clubs. What's going on in here? You're actually a cockbird, I can't really tell. Yeah, I've found it really difficult sexing them this year. Right, so they're racing from Perth. How far is that? I'm the least prepared fancier in the world. I think it's 200 and something miles. Perth is 242 miles. So it's 242 miles for the race tomorrow, and it's going to be a slight westerly wind, which is good for us normally, but it hasn't seemed to make any impact as far as beneficial impact this year at all. As in, it hasn't seemed to make much difference or helped us much, but 240 miles tomorrow, that's a good distance, I think. That should help break them up a bit, and there won't be as many birds either, so the drag shouldn't hopefully have as much of a impact on the race. Hoping so. However, it's Monday, so I've got to be at work, so we'll see what time they get up. But it's lovely now. Look at that. Beautiful. So all we're aiming for tomorrow is first, second and third. Anything else?
Won't you let my little pigeon win? I've fed him good, I've trained him well. Make my pigeon fly like hell.
Oh, it's a beautiful morning this morning. Race day today, and it's just gone 8 o'clock and the birds still haven't been liberated yet. So it's Monday though, so I've got to take the kids to school. I've got to go to work, so I've got to go to Leicester. Just warming the car up. It's been a frost last night. And so yeah, I'm hoping that I can get to Leicester, drop off what I need to get dropped off, and then get back in time to see the birds come home. I'm thinking 5 hours maybe. A good would be a decent time, depending on the wind. There's nothing here. Look. You can just see my breath. I had a fright this morning because I looked and there was in the group chat, they'd put a list of all the birds that had been entered into the race. Couldn't see my name anywhere, looking through the sleep in my eyes at 6 o'clock this morning, and I didn't realise there were 2 columns. I was on the right-hand column, so bit of a fright there. So yeah, get the kids packed up, get to Leicester, get back, hopefully in time to see the birds. Right, birds are up at 9 o'clock and 9:30. I think the gold ring birds were up first, and then the futurity birds 9:30. Beautiful day. I've just come back from Leicester, so now I'm gonna get set up and watch them come in. Hopefully they'll be quicker than they have been of late. It's 22:02. Yeah, 20:02. So far, no pigeons, but I think they're going to be 5 hours at the earliest. And on past performances, mine's going to be 6 hours. An hour behind everybody else. That's what I'm expecting. But it's a beautiful day. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's not too hot. Nice and sunny. A little bit of wind. It is chilly. It is a little bit chilly. I'm sure the birds will be fine with it. I'm just sitting here thinking why have we done so badly in the fed this year? And I'm convinced that they're doglegging. I'm convinced that the birds are not coming straight home. They're going with the majority, with the flock, and not pulling away until it's too late or until they have no choice, because we're so far out. It's not like we're a couple of minutes, we're like 15-20 minutes, and when they're landing, they're not running straight to the drinker. They don't have dirty feet, so they've not been down in the mud drinking. They're not panting like they're tired. They just landed, so they're fit. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go. times that? That's 900. Oh, that's not the one I read. There's another one. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. That's 253. Hey. Oh, okay. So I've got 253, which is the gold ring race bird, and then 900, which is the futurity. So they both rocked up at the same time, which means, but they both liberated at the same location, but half an hour between. There's another one. Come on. So where are they all been? Come on. Yeah. Which one's that? 899. That's the other futurity bird. So that's two futurity birds and a gold ring bird. 253. 253. Okay, that makes sense. So 253, I think, is the one that was on the eggs. Yeah. So 253 was on eggs. So she's motored back. Oh, they're actually quicker then. No, so whatever. They've come together then. Half an hour difference in the liberation, but the 253 is the bird that's on eggs, the hen. And she's the first one back from the gold ring race. That's still bizarre. That's quite quick though for the two futurity birds. I'm pleased with that. That's the first time we've got them back in a half decent time. So just had 257 arrive. So within 8 minutes, we've got 4 birds back, 2 from the NNRA Futurity, 2 out of 3, and 2 from the Gold Ring Race. And both of the Gold Ring Race birds that have come back are from Colin Dixon's hen, and Charlie's 1989. Charlie's is the sire. Unfortunately, we lost that 1989 beginning of this year before we even got any racing on a training chuck. That's good, I think. That first one, NNRA Futurity, that's the first time we've hit that sort of speed, velocity. And so it's done it in 4 hours, 28 minutes. So that's 2 minutes under what I was expecting. I mean, it's a tailwind, so they're going to be going at a faster rate. And also we're one of the shortest flyers, so people further down will probably be getting some better velocities than us, just because they've got longer now to make up for the initial pissing around when they first liberate. But I'm quite happy with that. 4 back so far. But odd that they've, even though they were liberated at half an hour interval, they've all arrived, or so far they've arrived within 8 minutes, the 2 leaders, which suggests to me that the first batch were mucking around and not clearing. So perhaps the gold ring bird hasn't done as well as I hoped. I'm out of breath. I'm well pleased with that though. For now, until I see everybody else has done, like 60 mile an hour. Well, wherever we come, I'm kind of pleased with that, because I'm not stood here waiting. And pretty much all this season, I've just been waiting for them, going, I should be here now, I should be here by now, and being ticked off. So it's nice to finish at a pace that I think they should be doing. So we've won some money.
As it transpired, we didn't hit the jackpot. The first 15 positions of the Futurity race were taken by one lot that put in a dominant display. We managed 25th, 27th and 36th, which still netted us a few £100 in prize money, which meant we about broke even. Unfortunately, we were out of the prizes in the gold ring race, with the same lot taking all of the prize money for that one. But we managed a respectable 10th position thanks to the little hen on eggs, and actually as final races go, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. The weather was great, and all but one of the birds made it back home. This meant that from our team of 23 young birds that were in the loft for the first race, we only lost 2 throughout the entire season, and that is by any measure pretty good. And yet, there's still time for more to return.